G'day, guys, and welcome to the hopefully weekly podcast of the Three Average Golfers. Myself, Nick, we've got Cobbsy as well.
Oh, hey.
And Drew, aka Mr. Woods.
Sup.
Good from you, big fella. Good from you. Basically, what the podcast is going to be will be sort of a preview of the week's sport ahead and a review of the weeks before. So this is obviously going to be coming out on what is today, boys? Today's Friday. So it'll be coming out hopefully Saturday, but then from here on in, we'll try and release the podcast out on sort of Tuesdays, Wednesdays, stuff like that.
Hopefully Wednesday at the latest.
Yes, exactly right. So yeah, it'll just be us listening to us waffle on about all the sport we can think of and we watch. Basically, I don't think there's any better way to start it off than the World Cup that's going on and our Tillies.
I mean, it could have been a bit better, but it probably wasn't a bad spot to start.
Yeah.
First off, did you boys watch it? Were you part of the 11.7 million people that watched it?
I sure was.
Yep.
Had a look.
What did you think, Drew? What did you think?
Well, yeah, it could have gone better, like you said. Obviously, it would have been nice to get a win, but no, they played well. England too strong. Nice goal from Sam Kerr in the first half.
Yeah, wasn't that a rocket? That was awesome.
Mm.
That was awesome.
It was not a bad game for the girls. Obviously, one of the worst ones they played. Actually, that in Nigeria was a bit of a struggle, but I think England, who are actually the fourth ranked team in the world. So,
jeez, where are we ranked? Do you know?
We are ranked 10th.
10th. So we've exceeded expectation. Well and truly.
Absolutely.
Not bad at all.
Reach the semis is a massive thing. It'd be massive for the young girls that would have been watching, and all the participation with the girls in the sport will go through the roof from this, I think.
And the money they've made too. Like hopefully they put all this money straight back into grassroots women's footy, and from there it'll take off. Like it already is. Like, yeah, you saw how we quickly the Aussies sort of just jump on board, support them through and through. Like 11.7 million. That's just nuts. Like,
yeah, well, the most viewed TV event in Australia history. So it says a fair bit about it, doesn't it?
Oh wow. Incredible.
So all that's left in the tournament is the English versus the Spanish. So it's the 4th ranked versus 6th ranked in the final. And then Matildas, who are 10th, obviously ranked, play Sweden, who are 3rd ranked for the 3rd place playoff. So it's a big task for them to try and battle that one out. But hopefully people still get behind it, even though it's not going to be a gold medal. It'll be interesting to see how many people watch that one.
Yeah, it'd be interesting seeing the ratings. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll be there. I'll not at the game, obviously, but I'll be I'll be sitting on the couch and supporting them home for a 3rd place. So
absolutely will be.
Righto. Well, I suppose we should talk about the golf, seeing as we are the golfing channel.
We do love golf.
We do love a bit of golf. And it couldn't be. It's about as exciting as it gets at the moment, boys, when it comes to golf, because we're in the FedEx Cup playoffs. So we just had the St. Jude Championship this past week, and we had some good showings for some Aussies. Cameron Davis finished 6th, which is massive for him, which got him into the second round into the BMW Championship that's happening this weekend. And Jason Day struggled a little bit, but he's already had a win this year. So he's well and truly, he probably nearly books himself into the Tour Championship, the top 30. So they dropped 25. I think they dropped it from 75 to 50. I think, don't quote me, I might be wrong. And then they're going to drop it again from 50 to 30. So
he's having a pretty good year, Day.
Oh, he's turned it around. Yeah, he's got his body right. That's he's been stricken with injuries for years and years and years now, and he's finally back to looking really, really good.
He's actually putting together a season of sorts.
Exactly. But Lucas Glover who not a massive household name, and end up coming out on top, winning. I think he shot. If you give me 2 seconds, he shot 15 under. So
That is
and won
ridiculous.
in a playoff as well against Paddy the Slow Man Cantlay. So
Yeah, I can't really say I've ever heard of Glover.
no, he's not
Yeah.
a household name, but he's actually won back to back. So he won
Back to
last week.
back.
Yeah, he won last week as well. And he's
Wow.
4 top 5s or 4 top 6s in his last 5 starts or something.
So really should know who he is, I guess.
No, we will now. We will now.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in his mid-40s. Like he's been on the tour for
40s.
yeah, he's been on the tour for 20 years. So
Sure, he's got a new coach or something helping him out.
putter. So he had the yips.
Ah, yep.
The Adam Scott broomstick putter.
Ah, that'll do it.
And then since then, that happened 2 or 3 months ago. And then, since then, it's taken off. So, but yes, he won in a playoff against Patrick Cantlay, who played probably one of the better rounds I've ever seen. Shot 64 in the final day to get into the playoff.
Yeah, it's not a bad day out, is it?
It went bogey free. And then
Wouldn't that be nice?
go to the playoff hole.
Only dream. Only dream.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Got to the playoff hole and actually stuck it in the water off the tee box and made bogey. So hadn't made a bogey all day, hadn't looked like stuffing it up. He had about a half an hour break, so he was a couple of groups ahead of Glover. So he was the clubhouse leader. So he had a little bit of layoff time. And
no rhythm.
As Glover was the last group, so he went straight into signed his card and then went straight back out on course. And
Slow play will definitely do that to your game, I reckon.
I know me personally, I get so frustrated with slow play because I'm probably borderline too quick of a player sometimes. I don't take enough time. But slow play gets you out of a rhythm. Once you're out of a rhythm, it's so hard to get back. But Rory McIlroy finished third. He was 1 shot back. And my main man, Tommy Fleetwood, who just could not make a putt the entire day, unfortunately. His putter went completely and utterly cold. And ball striking was awesome. But, yeah, just could not make a putt to save himself. But babbling on a bit about the golf, but this Lucas Glover, we need to watch him because he made some of the biggest putts I've seen. Made a 40-foot, so he hit it in the water on 14 on a par 3, chipped 40 feet. He had 40 feet for bogey, drained it. The hole previous on a par 4 had a 15, I think it was 15 or 20 footer for par again, drained that. And then on 17 had a 12-foot putt for par and drained that as well. So
wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, just coming up absolutely clutch when it mattered.
I'm 3-putting that, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing less than a 3-putt in this group. Wow.
Green. That's like unreal.
Yeah.
But that's so they go into the BMW Championship now. There's been round 1 already. Rory McIlroy's on top. At the minute, he's currently 5 under with Brian Harman, who won the Open. And for us Aussies, he's actually been memed as a bit of a Ricky Ponting lookalike. So
very, very much so, actually.
Yeah, so we don't. Jason Day's 1 under. He's our top Aussie at the minute, so he's tied 18th. So he's four back. So he's not out of it.
Yeah, not quite. And then Davis, he's 3 over, so he's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, Cameron Davis. 3.
Yeah.
But it is from what I've heard, haven't experienced it, unfortunately. Maybe on the simulator. I'll have on the simulator, but no, it is meant to be a very, very tough course. So they're in for it. That's for sure. But yeah, I think that wraps up our due diligence on the golfing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Drew, what have you got for us, big fella?
I've got a bit of tennis news for you this week, boys. So at the moment, we've got a Masters 1000 tournament going on, which is the step below Grand Slams. We've got the Western and Southern Open, which is AKA the Cincinnati Open.
Right.
So part of the American hardcourt swing before the US Open. And we've got a couple of the old boys putting in the results. So,
Surely Leighton Hewitt's in there.
oh, mate, if Leighton Hewitt was in there, I'd be over there. But, long gone, unfortunately. Yeah, we got Djokovic doing Djokovic things. He beat Gael Monfils 3-2 quite comfortably.
I like Gael Monfils. He's got some swagger.
He's a character.
Absolutely.
And crazy thing, I think he's 37 years old now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So he's really kicking on, but he's still like that was the round of 16, which is essentially the fourth round. So he's still making some decent runs. At that age. It's just amazing now. The athletes are now this time, just 30 is no longer the barrier. You just keep going until.
I think it comes down to all the recovery that we have now.
The sports science,
definitely.
Yeah, the stuff we've learned now, and they've all got coaches for every part of every facet of their game, like from prep, recovery, dietitians, chefs, like
how to pee properly.
25, 30 years ago, it was like
very important.
Yes.
Want to eat and what you want to do. And
yeah.
Mind you, Nick Kyrgios doesn't sound like he's got any of those. So
straight down the
pub. Yeah, no, he operates a bit differently, Nick Kyrgios, but
Absolutely.
I mean, can't argue with the talent.
I love it.
Right. We do have a bit of Aussie news. We got Max Purcell. He beat Stan Wawrinka quite comfortably, actually.
Stan the man.
Yeah. So now he's into his first Masters 1000 quarterfinal, which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
So he's usually a bit of a doubles player. He's relatively young. Not the youngest Aussie getting around, but a bit of a battler. Yeah, no, he's doing great. Stan's getting on a bit in age, but I mean, he's still got the game, so it's still a good win.
Backhand
into the quarterfinal. Oh, that backhand. Mwah. Mwah.
A lot about
Fed loves it.
Him and Roger Federer, they're one-handed backhands.
Oh yeah, be hard to choose one, but
which one are you going to choose? You reckon?
As if you were going to ask me that.
I
don't know. It depends. Depends. Do you want a bit of flair? I think I'd take Federer's. It's as nice as it would be to send missiles down like Stan does. I think I'd like a bit of flair, a bit of options, a bit more angle.
Yeah,
I think I'd take Federer's. A little bit zesty. Right. Sure. What else is going on? Carlos Alcaraz, world number 1. He's still winning. No surprise there. He beat Tommy Paul 7-6, 6-7, 6-3. So nice and close. And I would say he's going to win this tournament. I don't see anyone challenging him in best of 3 on a hard court. It's just too big, too strong, too athletic.
Yeah.
Got all the shots.
Best of 3, is it?
Best of 3 in Masters 1000. So not best of 5 where you'd pick maybe Djokovic, but best of 3, it sort of opens the field up to anyone. You don't have to play as well for as long.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So you can have a really good 2 sets and be off the court. Whereas in best of 5, you can stay out there for 3-4 hours trying to play your best tennis. It's different ball game.
Yeah.
So I would be picking him to win the tournament, but we're only up to the quarterfinals at this stage. So we'll see what plays out there. Yeah, that's it. Then on the women's side, it is. Outside of Grand Slams, anyone can beat anyone on their day. In the women's side, we've got Iga Swiatek, world number 1, and I'm going to tip her to win this as well. Surprise, surprise, he's tipping the world number 1s. But I think they're a bit too strong. The women's draw is pretty strong with what's left. There's quarterfinals action up now. I'll be honest, I don't know who some of these names that are in the quarterfinal at the moment. We've got Swiatek, Ons Jabeur, and Sabalenka and Coco Goff. They're probably the
Coco
favourites.
I like that for a name.
It's not bad.
Yeah. She's only, she'd be 19 years old. She's been around for a few years.
She's been around for a few.
Yeah, made a slam final, maybe made 2. Don't quote me on that.
Jeez.
But really good, good young American player. She's half a chance to win this one. Just the forehand can let her down a bit at times, but I'm going to go with Swiatek to take out the whole thing. That's going to be my tip.
I'll back you.
Yeah, I'm going to back.
Yeah, cool.
I was going to pick Paddy Rafter, but someone told me he wasn't playing anymore.
Paddy Rafter. No, he's out injured.
That's Serena. Serena anymore?
No, she retired. But keep hearing whispers that she might come back. So
yeah, right.
Keep an eye on this space, I guess.
She's space. I like it.
But yeah, that's what's going on in tennis.
Beautiful.
Exciting times in tennis.
Boys, let's talk AFL footy. Round 22 has just happened last weekend. First game was Collingwood and Geelong.
Yes. It was a very tight one, that one, actually.
It was a good game. Yeah. It was a really good game.
I caught the end of it, and they certainly like to leave you on the edge of their seat, Collingwood.
Don't they ever?
I think they're going to be in a bit of trouble coming up with all their injuries. But in that game, big Jeremy Cameron is back to his good form. He's kicked 7 goals 4, so he could have had a big bag that day. And then the most for...
Do we call it 6 goals 4? Are we going to talk about it?
Yeah, well, it certainly looked like it was out of bounds.
I just love Chris Scott. Oh, the people I spoke to, they didn't reckon it was out of bounds. Like, come on, Chris. So who'd you talk to? Who did you talk to?
He was talking to Guide Dogs Australia.
Yeah, reckon. That was about as clear a day out of bounds. Like, he wasn't even close. Was not even close. But
no, it's a bit interesting. And then the Meyer check for Collingwood had the most with 5 goals straight he kicked. It's pretty good day out, I thought.
Underrated.
That'd be just about his best haul, wouldn't it? Be pretty close.
Yeah, maybe 6. Yeah. Only be 6. He didn't kick massive.
Does like kicking a bag. And then Josh Dacos, in the absence of his brother, he had 38 touches.
He's a bit underrated too, isn't he? Like when you compare him to his brother.
I think he's now just starting to get the raps.
Yeah.
Just.
And then the highest, speaking of underrated, Tom Atkins, highest disposal getter for Geelong, 34 touches. Don't hear much about Tom Atkins.
Who's Tom Atkins?
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Who's Tom Atkins?
I'm gonna say a defender.
That's yeah, right. Well, good on him.
Yeah, but I think that's all we really need to know about that game.
Yeah, Roger. Well, the next one we had was it was a riveting game. It was North v Essendon. They matched the Matildas numbers with the amount of people that joined in on this game. Jeez, I actually sad life that I've got. I actually did watch a lot of this game. It was
I listened to a fair bit of it on the radio.
If there was ever a definition of a poo slinger, it was this game. It was It was tough.
What a game for Cunnington to go out on.
Oh, and he nearly got it too.
Yeah,
goal at the end there. They nearly limped over the line. Well, they really should have won. They had the momentum. They should have won that game.
They really should have. There's been a lot of games this year where they should have won and haven't.
Oh yeah, they just don't seem to know how to. Was what I've saying about there. They just don't seem to. Well, for most of the game, Mason Redmond was a spare in defence. They left him there for 3 quarters. He tore them up. He had 24 touches in the end. And had 8 marks. Like they just let him do whatever he felt like. They didn't man him up. They just were like, it should be right. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting tactics. Interesting tactics. But I suppose the leading goal kicker was Nick Larkey for North Melbourne because he's the only bloke they can kick the football to. Like I couldn't actually name you another forward in their side. I think.
How many do you reckon, if he's in a top side, how many do you reckon he would kick in a year?
Oh, we'll put it this way, he definitely challenged Charlie. He'd be right up there. 'Cause he's
Absolutely.
actually really good key forward. Like,
Mm.
knows the craft really well. He just, some of the ball he gets is just hard to watch. It is really
Just
hard.
try and hit the marble roof and let him mark it.
Yeah, exactly. So he kicked 5. He only had 7 touches for the game. He kicked 5 goals, 1 had 7 touches. So,
That's all he's got to do.
yeah, that's it. Straight out of the goal square. Pretty traditional forward. Kyle Langford from Essendon kicked 3 goals and had 16 touches. It's a pretty good game. And Nick Martin, who is played really well for Essendon all year. I think it's his first year. Is it his first year or his second year?
Second.
I think it's his second. He kicked 3 and had 32. So
Yeah, not a bad day out, that one.
not a bad day.
Yeah.
Leading
Yeah, that'll do.
getters was what I believe is going to be rising star. I would assume Harry Sheasel, just because Will Ashcroft's done his knee. I don't see him banking enough points to beat the Shees or whatever you call him.
It'd be good to see at least if North Melbourne can do something like that, and then hopefully keep him and then build around him.
Nah, they're not building nothing, mate. North Melbourne are a bucket case. Ain't nothing good happening there. Ain't nothing good. You heard it here first. They heard it here first. Their cattle they have in their yards are just, yeah. I think their one side would struggle to beat most VFL sides. I really would. Bit harsh, maybe.
Except for the Northern Bull Ants, they're struggling.
Yeah, true. Maybe the Northern Bull Ants. Mind you, I do like the Northern Bull Ants. I like the Bull Ants in general. But that's probably, I mean, we'll probably spend too long on a poo slinger, but to be quite honest.
All right. Let's move on to the next game, shall we? So we had Sydney play the Gold Coast Suns, which was actually a pretty good game from the first 2 quarters. Then Gold Coast, which I've noticed this year, don't really play third quarters at all.
Yeah.
Sort of got away from them a bit and ended up getting run over the top of by 24 points, which was probably could have been worse. They're not far off the mark compared to previous years, but I still don't think they're a top 8 team yet.
No, I agree. They are taking steps in the right direction, though. I think slowly.
They're getting somewhere.
They're slow steps, but they're taking the right steps in the
right. At least steps.
Exactly.
Yes, there are steps happening, and if they do manage to get Damien Hardwick, which I've heard is going to happen,
signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah,
done deal.
Just for an extra kicker, they can have Dusty too. He's gone.
Oh.
Dusty is gone.
He wouldn't really fit it. No, I don't think so. He wouldn't fit into what they're doing up there.
Wouldn't fit in, going to the nightclubs and running a
He's not going up there for footy, mate. He's going up there for a quick buck and party time. Dusty's done it all.
No.
They'll throw the money at it. Imagine the members you'd get. It's just about building crowd. Dusty's not there for like game plan or anything. He's like a Gary Ablett effect. Yeah. He's to get people to the club.
That's the thing. He's done it all, like you said. Like, what else does he have to do at Richmond?
No, exactly.
No, he's got nothing left to prove at Richmond. But yeah, I don't see it happening.
No, don't see it. I think that Gold Coast are closer to a flag than you boys.
No, I'd agree with that.
So I think it's actually a smart move. He might pinch a flag at the end of his career.
No, how long do you think he's got left in him?
2, 3.
He'll be done in.
I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he will. No. I'm not saying he will. But he has more of a chance of getting it at Gold Coast than he does at you boys. Because you boys aren't going to play finals for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years.
That's a big call.
No,
that's a big call. We've got Big Tommy Lynch coming back into the forward line
next
year.
Big
Tommy Lynch.
Big Tommy Lynch.
Who else is going to do it with him up there with Rewalt retiring?
Doesn't need anyone else up there, mate. He's a force.
Who's going to kick him? Who's going to kick him the fall? Tim Taranto.
Put it on his head. He'll take it. Doesn't matter how many defenders are there.
All right, back to the Sydney game. Back to the Sydney game.
Back to the Sydney game. Yeah, all right. All right. We had Will Hayward, most goals on the ground with 4, which not too bad. not too bad. I don't know much about Will Haywood, but I'm assuming that's a
small
pretty
forward.
good day for him.
Yeah,
Very
good small
handy.
forward. Small medium. He usually does a job. He's usually more of a shutdown rolly type bloke.
It's good effort from him there. We had Chad Warner, 28 touches and 2 goals. Probably going to get the 3 Brownlow votes, I would have thought. But
not bad from the Chad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So, yeah, they got the bickies there. Probably not too much more to be said on that game.
That's all right. Then we can move on to the next one then, which is the Brisbane Lions versus Adelaide Crows.
Good game.
Very tight game, that one.
That was a really good game of footy.
It ended 99-93 Brisbane's way. So quite close in the end. Just a kick in it. That is now Adelaide's 4th loss under 10 points for the year. Which
I was there at the game, Collingwood, Adelaide. I don't support either team, but I was actually at the game if anyone can actually listening, remembers that game where they got done by a couple of points, and it was nuts. The crowd was going nuts. They're getting people to the game too, Adelaide. Like Adelaide have come leaps and bounds this year. They are, to me, I reckon they're the most improved club. Like, surprising as well.
Yeah, they've done the rebuild pretty well, I would have thought.
They gave Carlton a touch up at the start of the year, so.
But Brizzy,
but in that,
get it done, eh?
Yeah, but in that game, Shane McAdam was the top goal scorer with 4. 4 goals, 1 he kicked, and then Charlie Cameron, which is one of my favourite players at the moment. Actually, he kicked 3, so it wasn't a big day for him, but not small either. And then Rory Laird, 34 touches and 2 behinds. So if you kick straight, you get over the line really. And then the man from Ballarat, Hugh McCluggage, had 28 touches for Brisbane. So he's the highest for Brisbane there, but it's tough for Adelaide because now they're certainly going to miss finals. And you lose that many games under 10 points makes it pretty tough for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. But in saying that, I still think I'm not an Adelaide fan, but I think Adelaide fans should probably take it as a big tick. I reckon big tick on the year, especially
with Tex Walker running around just kicking off wherever he wants to.
Oh yeah, how is he? 33, 34, and he's signed on again.
Yeah, winding back the clock.
Reckon. Absolutely.
I think that's all we got for that game.
Then I'm happy I didn't watch this. It's surprising I didn't watch this game. And we didn't miss out on much, to be quite honest with you. I mean, there was a bit of controversy at the end, but it was the Carlton-Melbourne game. In the first quarter, I think it was the first half, there was 6 goals kicked. There was 2 goals kicked in the first quarter. So she was a pretty tight contest. It wasn't certainly an overly enthralling contest when it comes.
Yeah, no one was watching this one because this is when the Matildas penalties were on against France.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I knew there was something I was watching. Yes. But in the end, Baggers get the chockies. That's how many in a row now, Cobber? 7?
6
8?
or 7.
7? Yeah. Charge it. Red hot, coming home with a wet sail.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that win was a win, to be honest. I thought the Petrarca goal was a goal.
Yeah, I think
that score review system, I think something needs to change there.
It's like it's every single system where there's an independent third person, they stuff it. It's the same in NRL. It's the same in the EPL with the VAR. They make wrong decisions than they do right. It just doesn't make
there's just been the first week of the EPL, and there was a call in the Man United, I think, Wolverhampton game. The referee and the VAR senior assistant have both been dropped already this week because of the decision they made. So it's going well.
Yeah. That's the one thing with the umpires with like NRL and AFL, they don't get dropped. Like you see them next week again, prime time, making same silly decisions they made the week before. Like,
Yeah,
just does my head in.
it's rough.
But
stuff.
yeah, I think it was a goal. But in the end, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Carlton get the win. Nick Newman, leading possession getter, 33 disposals. He's putting together some really good form of late. Really, really good form. I had him in my Supercoach team, and he's been absolutely killing it.
Yeah, he's good to have him there.
Definitely. Georgie Hewitt as well had 33. He's a contestant bull. He really helps out Paddy Cripps in that in the engine room. And yeah, also to speak of engine room, Jack Viney had 31, and 11 tackles. 31
machine
and tackles. Clayton Oliver had 27 and 13 tackles, and he hasn't played footy for 8 weeks.
Yeah,
so that's massive. Goal kickers were Petrarca kicked 2-2. He's been really hitting the scoreboard of late. Mitch Owies, I think it is. He's a little small forward. He kicked 2 goals. They kept Kerno really, really quiet. Really wasn't a game for big key forwards. It was a bit wet down there from what I'd heard.
Yeah.
So it wasn't exactly the perfect conditions for key forwards to sort of get into their work. He kicked 2 though. So in the end, if you still take 2 in a game that doesn't suit him, to be quite honest. But in the end, Baggers get the chockies.
Not a bad result without Walsh and Chera.
Yeah, massive. But,
speaking of Petrarca, you boys seen his TikTok channel?
Oh,
with all the recipes he churns out.
He can cook, can't he? Can't he cook?
The man can cook. Absolutely. So if Christian Petrarca, if you're watching, I mean, hit us up. That's some great work.
Yeah, hit us up some recipes or something. Yeah, man. I love me some good nutritious food.
Is that the next channel? 3 Average Golfers Cook.
Oh, don't tempt me.
No,
I'll do it.
That's not happening.
I'll do it. Remember those days back at school? School?
No.
There wasn't a single thing you didn't burn, Drew. There wasn't a single thing you didn't burn.
Tell you what, I can whip up a pretty good bowl of Sultana brand. So, but on to the next game anyway, which is
on to the next game. We don't need to talk about.
We're going to skip pretty quick through this one. It was West Coast versus Dockers. The
game we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, West Coast 33, Fremantle 134. So it's 101 point win, which is never good in the AFL. Lockie Schultz kicked 5, Sam Stewart kicked 4, Jay Amiss, who kicked 4 goals 3. So you could say he Amiss a lot.
Hang on.
And the leading disposal getter is Andrew Brayshaw, who does it every week, and Caleb Sarong, who's very much the same.
Yeah, stars.
But that's all you've really got for that game. No. You don't need any more.
We don't need to talk about West Coast, do we?
We're going to spend a little bit more time on the next game.
Yes, Hawthorn and the Doggies down in Tassie.
Up the Hawkins! Get up there.
That's a good win from them. It's a good win.
Yeah.
I think Sam Mitchell knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think Sam Mitchell knows what he's doing.
Coach.
He's
coach.
Yeah, he's doing well. So that's a great win for them. I believe Chad Wingard may have hurt himself pretty badly though.
Yes.
Yeah, 12 months. Ruptured Achilles.
Oh, that's
Achilles
not
that,
good.
That could be career done.
That could be it. Yeah, that could be it. Because I'm not 100% sure whether he would be in the future plans of the club, and I don't know if he has a contract.
I think he's out of contract.
Yeah, so I can't. I personally can't see us re-signing because I just don't see him in our future plans. And he's played twos footy this year as well, so I don't think Sam is seeing him in the future either. Which is
unfortunate for him.
Unfortunate. But it's just the way it happens sometimes.
That's it.
So, not a very high-scoring game. So, Jamara Ugle-Hagan, leading goal kicker on 2. Rory Lobb also got 2. So, I mean, the scores were in the 60s. So,
game for the Tallers then.
That's it. I can't say I watched this game, so I'm assuming it was obviously low scoring, but I can't imagine there would have been too many disposals either. Of course, I'm wrong. John Newcombe had 40.
I was just about to say, John Newcombe played one of the better games of footy I've seen. John Newcombe was an absolute beast. Absolutely.
See him just stand there while Cody Waitman ran at him and just dropped him.
Yeah, just literally bounced off him. Cody Wakeman doesn't get up.
Yeah, it was like, wow, that kid is a freak.
No, it is really good. As a Hawthorn supporter, absolute massive tick this year. That's our third scalp of the year. So it's our third mat. We did Brisbane earlier on in the year. We got them. We got Collingwood last week, which I thought was our grand final. Was borderline expecting there's a chance that we don't show up this week because we sort of come off our high, but you can just tell that they love the club. They love playing for Sammy Mitchell, and they just showed up again and again trying to spoil the party, which I think's awesome. Absolutely awesome. These kids are just leaps and bounds. Everyone at the start of the year, they wanted to bring in this whole, we need to change the tanking rule, blah, 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 because these boys aren't going to go out there and win a game. Now look at us. Now all those, that's what does my head in. All those bloody journalists that they give all this stick about it, and now they're all jumping on. They're all bandwagoners now. They're all on the Hawthorn bandwagon train. Oh, look how good they are now. Look, this is such a great plan. This is such a great idea. I think there needs to be a lot of apologizing to Sam Mitchell and the board and all that for. They were ballsy. They cut a lot of blokes, but they knew what they wanted to do. They knew the direction they wanted to go, and
closer to a flag in Richmond.
As we keep bringing up.
Speaking of Richmond.
Did you watch this game, Drewy?
I did watch this game.
You may as well take this game, mate.
Oh, there's not much to say. Where's Richmond? We are definitely heading towards a massive rebuild, I would have thought, with Jack Riewoldt, Trent Cotchin retiring after this weekend. So sad to see those boys go, but I think it is time we look to the future. Probably need to invest a bit more in the draft. We have brought in Taranto and Hopper, but they're not really going to turn a team around, on their own backs. We need to head back to the.
I don't think Hopper will. Taranto's a good footballer.
He's a good footballer, but they need some more around him.
Just need kids, really good young kids.
Couple giant.
Oh yeah.
Oh, if they're available. This was a bit of a blowout. This one, really. We haven't really gotten blown out massively, the last few years, bar the odd occasion, and 93-57. We just weren't ever really in it. Not much else to say. They're just too good. That's why they're sixth on the ladder, showing a bit of promise before finals, and we'd be 13th, 12th, 13th at least.
Yeah.
Well, Big Maxi King just ran amok, kick 6.
Yeah, and he got most of them before half time too. So
I think he had 5
He
at
had
half-time.
no juice left in the tank. None.
No.
He was knackered.
And Jackie
the game was
everywhere. 33 touches.
Who was that?
Reckon those boys.
Oh, Sinclair.
Yeah.
How far do you reckon St Kilda will go in finals?
First week.
First week.
That was quick.
Yeah, fair point.
It depends. If they finish fifth and say they get Sydney at Marvel, or say the Doggies stumble and Essendon creep into the 8, they'll knock. If they get fifth and they get a home first final, I reckon they'll knock most teams off at Marvel below them. But if they have to travel somewhere else, I can't see them winning.
No.
So
I think that'll do from that game, and I think you've got the last one, Nicholas.
Oh yeah, big Port Power
with the big retro jersey that looks lovely.
I love it. Just make it. I really do. Can we just have a year where we just bring back all the retros and just wear them, everyone?
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I love that one. I love the Freo one. The old anchor looks sick.
The retro Hawk looked pretty good.
Yeah, didn't it? No, absolutely. Bring them back. But no, pretty easy win in the end. They never looked like they weren't going to win it. It wasn't an overly competitive game of football. Zachy Butters, Darley boy doing it again. you never know if he just gets enough. I still think he's a sniff for the Brown. I really do. I think he's a
certainly top 5.
genuine sniff. He had 34 and just his deft little touches he has around the contest. Like he just doesn't seem to make bad decisions. Tom Green, kicked 2 and had 31. Played, he's a bull. He's just a big bodied midfielder. Absolute bull in there. Dan Houston had 30 and kicked a goal. He's a star off halfback. And Riccardi, who's I'd call him a second, third tall for GWS.
Yeah.
4. So, and forgetting the man who everyone was on the back of last year, James Horne-Francis, and he showed what a footballer he can be this year. 3 and 27. And just
like the way he goes about it.
He's silky. He is very, very good footballer.
Hopefully being in Adelaide takes him away from like that Melbourne spotlight.
Or you don't. You have
concentrate and play footy.
I think too, like he just didn't have those leaders around him. Like he was, he doesn't have that. Didn't have that leader around him to grab him by the ear when he wasn't pulling his head in, and go, mate. Like really grab around him, and go, mate. This ain't acceptable. What you're doing ain't acceptable. This, as a first-year player going and trying to wipe out blokes, just earn your stripes. I get you 50 points down. I get you don't really want to be there, but just there's ways in which you go about it, type thing. But it is what it is. He's back home and he's playing good footy. So yes, that's footy for me. Really,
that's round 22. Well, we've got round 23 coming up. I'll give you some games, and you boys give me your tips, and we'll see how you go next week.
Roger.
So we'll go Collingwood, Brisbane, Nicholas.
Brizzy, get it done.
Let me just.
At the time of recording, it's about to finish. So
I was going to say,
let me go Brizzy.
Yeah, we'll go Brizzy on that one.
We got Richmond, North Melbourne.
Tigers will get that done.
Yeah,
Sam Cochin and Rewald off in style.
I don't want to tip him, but the Tiggy boys will get that one done pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think
that'll be probably 60, 70 points.
Yeah, and then we got Gold Coast, Carlton.
I'm gonna go the back still. It's up there. It's up Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
win this one to secure the 8. They do, so hopefully they get that done. GWS and Essendon.
GWS.
Essendon aren't. Essendon won't win another game of footy this year.
No. Oof. St Kilda, Geelong.
I'm actually going to tip St Kilda because it's at Marvel. I'm
going to go with Geelong.
I'm tipping
the Geelong as well. Adelaide, Sydney. In Adelaide.
Sydney playing good footy.
Sydney.
Ooh.
No, I'll go Sydney.
Go Sydney. Game for Sydney for finals.
I think they're on a bit of a roll now, so I think they've worked it out.
Yeah. I think they've won 5 in a row, so I'm actually going Sydney as well.
Ooh, geez, interesting.
Bulldogs, West Coast. We don't really need to talk about that one.
Nope.
Melbourne, Hawthorn.
I'm tipping us. Tip this.
Yeah, I'm going.
There's every chance.
Yeah.
They're really. If you don't rock up when we play, we beat you. It is as simple as that. We don't get walked over.
And the last one to round out the round is Fremantle and Port Adelaide at Optus Stadium.
Yeah, Port are too good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Port Adelaide there. But that's
go Freo.
Ooh, you really are.
Go Freo.
I'm
just gonna put it out there.
See what the scores are.
This would be interesting. You could have a really good round, Drewy.
Could do.
Nick
will have to write it down in the edit.
Yes.
Write down the tips.
Yeah, that's it.
But I think that's all we got for footy, and we will move on to the next bit. Right, on to everyone's favourite, the rugby.
Ooh.
Especially you, Drewy.
Hey.
Your favourite stuff. The first game we had last week was the Sea Eagles versus the Panthers, which is actually a little bit of a tight tussle. It was 12-24 Panthers' way. It's looking too good at the moment, those bloody Panthers.
Wow, they're the ones to beat, aren't they? I think it's
man.
2-horse race.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think the Eagles anywhere near it.
No.
I don't think they're playing finals.
No, I don't think the Hello Sport boys are going to be too happy about that. I don't think Yeah, no, the Sea Eagles, the year of the bird, I think is not this year, unfortunately.
No.
But
Yes. A team that is coming into a bit of finals. Littleford they are going to go into finals, but a bit of form into finals. The Sharkies.
ooh, the Sharks.
They beat the Titans 36-6. So it's a big day out for them.
I think the Titans have run out of puff, haven't they? I think they've just,
Yeah.
they made a good charge. I think they just ran out of puff.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, I thought. But the Titans have just signed Tino for 10 years.
Yeah, David for
So,
4, I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
3 or
it's
4. So
a couple big contracts going on there. Big money, I think Tino's one as well.
yeah, I think it's 10 years for 15 million. 15 million for 10 years, 1.5 a year. Like absolutely nuts money. Like just crazy.
Yeah. Then we had the Broncos and the Eels, which I actually thought was going to be a close game, and then the Broncos just ran amok.
Yeah.
It was 54-10.
Pretty comfortably too. Like
yeah.
You're in trouble if Billy Walters is throwing the dummy pass and going straight through the middle of your line. So
yeah. And by the looks of it, there's only one person who scored twice, I think.
That was Billy Walters.
Billy Walters. So
Billy Walters has scored about 4 tries in his career.
Try scorers are galore down there. And then we had the Rabbitohs play the Dragons 26-14. And then everyone's favourite team at the moment, the Warriors, got it done over the West Tigers. I think certainly a couple people's second team, the Warriors.
Oh yeah.
I know Drewy loves them.
Yeah, definitely. Love it when they score those tries.
You can tell Drewy definitely watches the rugby.
Yeah. Then we had the Roosters play the Dolphins 30-14. No one really cares about either of those teams.
Nah, the Fish have run out of puff.
Yeah.
Bad for their first year.
Yeah, it's certainly not too bad. And then all our boys' favourite team, the Storm, did an absolute number on the Raiders.
Yeah.
48-2.
So good to see. Did you see Ricky Stewart's dummy spit afterwards?
No, but there's certainly a lot of them.
Yeah, he did a 40-second press up. They asked him a couple of questions, and he just turned around and said, "Mate, I'm here because I have to be here. I don't want to answer your questions." Got up.
I think it was the first time they haven't scored a try in a very long time.
10 years or something, I think.
Yeah. Which is obviously rough. And then the last game of the round was the Knights and the Bulldogs, and the Knights did an absolute number on the Bulldogs.
It didn't.
42-6. So that is a very big day out. And then the Cowboys had the bye, so it was
easy 2 points.
Pretty easy week to pick the 9 this week, wasn't it, Drew? Was it the 9 or the 8?
Sure was.
The 8.
I don't even know. Couldn't tell you.
8, I think. But that leaves the Broncos and the Panthers up top, who are at, like Nick said before, it's pretty close to being a 2-horse race.
I think so. Yeah.
So where do Storms sit at the moment? Are they
live ladder? Live ladder. They're 5th, but we haven't played yet, so you should go to 4th. We'll get that second chance.
We should beat.
There's always a chance.
Beat the Dragons this year.
Yeah.
This weekend, we should beat the Dragons.
Should. But I think that's all we really need to go through the rugby.
Yeah, that's it.
I missed a fair bit of the rugby last week, which was disappointing. We'll watch most of it each week. So, but yeah, moving on. Now we do have a little quiz for these two to battle it out with each other. So, how do you want to do it? Do you want to use your a voice buzzer, or do you want to just put a hand up?
You can't.
That's gonna look great. I think maybe a voice is the way to go.
Yeah, just say it.
So Nick, if you could test your buzzer, please.
Nick.
Drew, if you could test yours, mate.
Drew.
So the quiz this week is going to be Aussie national team names for the sports teams.
No.
All right, so we'll roll into the first one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the team's nickname, and you're going to tell me which sport it is.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
We all good with that, Drewy?
Yeah, righto. Fire away.
Alrighty. Number 1 is the Diamonds.
Nick.
Yeah,
Netball.
Nicholas. Yeah, that's
netball.
1 to Nicholas. 1 to Nicholas. 1-0.
Yes.
Alrighty. Oh, you'd want to be quick on this one, Drewy. Gillaroos.
What?
The Gillaroos.
Do you know it?
Nick.
Are you just waiting?
Yeah. It's the rugby, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Women's Rugby League.
Yeah, I couldn't remember
Righty.
if it's the rugby league or the rugby union.
Yep. Right, 2-0. Drewy, not a very good national man at this point. The Opals.
Nick. Basketball.
Yes,
This is
women's
great.
basketball.
I did know that one.
Oh, we're gonna give Drewy the first guess at this one.
Yeah, good call.
This one's actually very, very tough. The Steelers.
Oh, I appreciate you giving me first guess.
It is not a very common sport.
Not a common sport. Oh, what other sports are there? Hockey.
I'll give you no, but I'll give you one hint. We played this at high school once.
Lacrosse.
No,
Baseball.
Frisbee.
no,
T-ball.
no,
Softball.
no.
Oh, what do we play at?
And we played it once.
Once.
Only once.
Badminton.
No.
No, we played
that a
badminton.
lot.
Oh, badminton king.
I'll give you one more guess each, and then that's it.
Dodgeball.
Played
I
it
don't.
once,
I'm
Drew.
just.
Only played dodgeball once. Like,
And they need to play it once. Oh, geez, I don't know. The Steelers.
Warm-up.
No, it is a wheelchair rugby.
Oh,
I don't think I ever did that.
I do remember. Yeah, no chance.
yeah. Right, yeah. On the next one, the Sharks.
Hey,
It's obviously a water sport.
Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Water polo.
Oh, bang!
Oh, God, he's good.
I believe that is a 4-0.
Let's guess again, Drew.
All right, first guess on this one, Drew. Now think of the name. This it will help you a little bit. The Jackaroos.
How does that help me?
Part of the sport is in the name.
Soccer. Oh, well, you know, the Socceroos, Jackaroos. I thought that's where you were going with
True.
this.
There's the Socceroos and the Matildas.
What are the Socceroos?
I don't know.
You would have a crack, Nicholas.
The Jackaroos. I'm going with warm bowls.
Yes, sir.
You. Because the ball,
All right,
the balls.
Drew,
Yeah, I get it.
Now, Drew, if you don't get this one, there's trouble. The Cockatoos.
Come on, man.
I put this one in
Cockatoos.
specifically for you.
I've got nothing. I have no idea what it is.
Have I said
Drew,
it yet? Like,
if I put this in specifically for you, what do you think it would be?
Nick.
I know you want me to say tennis, but
Yeah, Drew's got one. Drew's got one. It's the
where'd you get
Davis
that
Cup
from?
team. It's the Davis Cup team's name.
What? No. Hey,
Yep.
No,
Yep.
we're just Australia. Davis Cup. We're
No,
Australia. What do you mean?
Cockatoos.
Just
We're-
The Cockatoos, mate. We're the Cockatoos.
arguing the fact he scored a point.
I can take it away, no problem.
It's not true.
Drew, you definitely get this one. The
Oh,
Irukandji.
Cricket? I don't know.
Have one guess at it, Nicholas.
2.
Hmm?
Definitely, I've heard the Irukandjis, but I can't.
Hello Sport Boys talked about it 2 weeks ago, I think.
No. And I just can't visualize the sport.
Golf.
No.
No.
Hockey.
No. It's a water sport.
Ice hockey. No.
The-
Yeah.
the-
No, let me think that one. Take that back.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
The swim team.
No, that is the Dolphins, actually. Fun fact.
What's the swim team? Ah,
Dolphins.
Dolphins. The Irukandjis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's both timed out. The surfing team.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, none of you are getting this last one.
Right.
The Quokkas.
The Quokkas.
This is also a Hello Sport one.
Do we know the sport?
I wouldn't really call it a sport.
Chess.
No.
Diving.
That's a sport.
Oh, yeah.
What are you guys doing right now?
Sitting. What do you mean? Talking. Competitive speaking.
The debating team.
No. It is the national quiz team.
We should have seen that coming. Yeah, we should have got that, shouldn't we?
It's the Hello Sport, and I remember them talking about this now.
Yeah.
Fair play. Fair play.
But yeah, I think that might be a win to Nicholas there. just I don't know, maybe because Drew got 1, but
The win.
I've never heard that before.
we have some very weird. We have a national orienteering team, which is called the Boomerangs.
Yeah, right.
We have a national Quidditch team.
What? A national.
That is,
I heard that boys talk about this,
Yeah.
and it's like
yeah,
real.
they're the Drop Bears.
I like that.
And I don't know what a
I
don't know what a backyard ultra marathon is, but we have one of those teams as well.
Like, do you have Quidditch practice? Like, do you go down Tuesday, Thursday nights, and like, I don't know, is it like,
I
you know,
think so.
role models like the medieval park, and they're like,
Yeah.
is that like? I mean, I'd do that. That'd be sick.
Yeah, if anyone listens to this and does play a bit of Quidditch, hit us up. I'd like to try it.
I'd love to know. Yeah, explain to me. I'll join. Like, dead set. I'll join. I'll do it. I'll get down there. Local Quidditch team. I'll go to away games. Like,
if anyone's got spare room on their broom, I'm there.
yeah, that's it. I can't believe it. Maybe
But
it's
I think it.
like Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think that's all we have time for.
I think so. The fact that we're talking about national Quidditch teams, probably.
Thanks for sticking to the end if you have, and listening in general. Hopefully we do see regular uploads of these episodes. If you do want to see more of the 3 Average Golfers content, you can check us out on Instagram at 3 Average Golfers, YouTube at 3 Average Golfers, TikTok at 3 Average Golfers, and Facebook as 3 Average Golfers. So we make it pretty easy for you to find us.
Quality daily content. Quality.
Yeah.
All the good dead set. Of all the good bits, the bad bits, everything gets put up. So all the good shots, the bad shots, all the laughs, all the mishaps, the whole bunch of average golf and average golfers day. We tend to be live too. So yeah, if you see us live, come join, come say hello, come join us on our round.
You there?
Absolutely.
Bye.